Customization, transparency, profit. The HedgeBetter sports betting platform is a revolutionary concept that creates a competitive advantage for every party involved in the sports betting process. We are putting the odds in your hands, cutting out the middleman, and empowering a future generation of sports bettors. Look for the HedgeBetter sports betting platform coming in 2023. In the meantime, visit us at www.hedgebetter.com, follow us on Instagram at HedgeBetter, and subscribe to the HedgeBetter YouTube channel.
Episode 97, getting there.
Let's go.
Welcome to Steele Nazz, brought to you by HedgeBetter from our headquarters in Braintree, Massachusetts. Tonight we have Spittin Chiclets producer, reoccurring guest, I think third time on now.
Third, I believe, yeah.
Mikey Grinnell comes on the pod. We recap the Bruins' hot start. He had a big weekend in Pittsburgh. They hung out with Crosby. He had a live show. Talked
Great
about
city.
a little bit of
Great
everything. The big Deal Brewing, the whole 9 yards. We broke down Bailey Zappe and Mac Jones a little bit, give us his take on that. Afterwards, we recapped the Patriots' domination in Cleveland. Cleveland sucks. Bailey Zappe took care of business. Now, do we like Bailey Zappe or do we like Mac Jones? That was up for discussion. Not too much of a heated argument, more of a, I think it was a one side, what we should do with it. Afterwards, the Celtics are back. Big win Tuesday night over the Philadelphia 76ers. Way to respond. 35 points from Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both each. MLB playoffs are going smoothly.
For me.
Despite the Yankees ALDS win. Going to see them in the ALCS Wednesday night against the Houston Astros. We give you our picks for UFC 280, headlining Islam versus Oliveira. Should be quite the tilt. Going to be a hell of a weekend. But before we do that, let's let it rip with Mike Grinnell with Spittin Chiclets. We're now joined by Spittin Chiclets producer Mike Grinnell, Plymouth State alum guy. Great to see you. How are we doing, Mike? It's great to see you face to face over webcam here. But what's going on?
It has been a while, Naz.
Yeah.
I feel like I went from seeing you every day at Plymouth State and then ESPN New Hampshire almost every day.
Oh yeah.
And now I haven't seen you in years, so it's good to catch up, buddy.
I know. Have you been to Boston at all? Have you crossed that bridge
No.
during the summer? No.
No, I haven't gotten to go back home recently. I'm sure with the holidays coming up, with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming around the corner, I will, and then we get the Winter Classic coming up. So I'll definitely be back for that. But no, I haven't got to come home at all.
Nice.
Unfortunate.
But
I've been following along. I've been watching the Bees.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I'm
Of course,
still a
of
Boston
course.
guy at heart.
You got to have at it. So that's New Year's, right? That's who are they hosting? They should be in.
So it's
Fenway?
Bees Penguins
Yep.
at Fenway. It will be January 2nd. They usually do the outdoor game on January 1st, but it's January 2nd this year, so that'll be nice. Not going head to head with the bowl games, but yeah, should be fun. Yeah, I think we're gonna do a live show in Boston at the. I probably can't even say where or break the news, but you heard it here first.
Yeah, somewhere
Live show in
first.
Be there.
Boston.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're likely doing a live show in Boston,
Nice.
maybe allegedly.
Fuck yeah.
Good
That's
transition there. So Pittsburgh at Boston, January 2nd will be the game. You were in Pittsburgh over the weekend. I'm sure this wasn't you guys' first live show, but it seemed like that was rocking in Pittsburgh. We've both been there. We've both seen the sights of Pittsburgh. Just tell me how the feels were and the whole 9 yards.
I've never been to Pittsburgh, so it was cool for me to experience a city, see where so I do the Spittin Chiclets podcast, obviously, and do it with Paul Bissonnette, Ryan Whitney. We've added Matt Murley to the team, obviously Rear Admiral, but the first three guys I named there, all former Pittsburgh Penguins. So the past 5 years, it's been nonstop Pittsburgh stories, hearing about Mario's and Diesels and all these different bars and stuff in Pittsburgh. So it was nice to finally go there and check it out. Thursday night, we got to go to the Penguins game. First we did a nice meet and greet at Tequila Cowboys, I think the place was called.
Yep,
Tequila
that
Cowboy,
place-
that's a great
Went
spot.
there. That place was great.
Right outside Heinz Field. It's
right near Heinz Field. It was awesome. Then we headed over to the Penguins game, got to see the PPG Arena, which was awesome. Biz and Witt obviously went viral with that clip of them chirping Sidney Crosby on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, love to see that.
Hilarious.
Gotta get at him.
Hilarious. We got to head down to the locker room after too and hang with Sid and Gino for a little bit, so that was a blast. And then Friday night we got to do the live show in Pittsburgh, and probably one of the best nights of my life. We've done, like you said, we've done 2 live shows in the past. I think one was at a bar, maybe that had a 200-person capacity. I'd say the next bar had a 400-person maybe capacity max, and this was about 1,200 people. Sold it out in 8 minutes. It was cool, man. It was an experience of a lifetime, and I was like I said, yeah, it's probably one of the best nights of my life, and it was awesome.
It looked like the place had like a Wilbur feel. I remember I went to the KFC radio there, and it was like spectacular. I'm sure. Was it kind of more or less like that, or was it just having a legit live podcast like the normal stuff you guys would do?
So it was just like the Wilbur Theater. It's an old library, but so it's super, super old. The bar where people were getting drinks is actually in a library. You can like legit like grab a book off the shelf, or you can like grab a beer. It's like it's crazy.
Easy choice.
Yeah, but easy choice. We're grabbing a big Deal Brew every time. But like you said, it's live shows are crazy. So with the first 2, we didn't really know what we're getting ourselves into with live shows, right? Because, we do this successful podcast. We think we know everything, and we do a live show and we know nothing. So the first 2 live shows, I'd say something was missing. We just wanted to try something new with this third one, so we switched it up. The first 2, we just did them a lot like podcasts. We just sit down and just, hello, everybody, and just kind of jump into a podcast. But that's not really what a live show is. I think what we wanted to bring energy, and we wanted it to be fun for the crowd. And so we brought in Jeff D. Lowe, who works at Barstool Sports. He does the movie stuff. He does the movie stuff. He does the dozen trivia. So he hosted it, and he got to bring us all out, and we all had intro songs. And man, it was just such a cool experience. It's just something like, I call it the undreamable dream. You know what I mean? It's a dream that you never really could have as a kid, but every day I feel like I'm living a dream. So it was awesome. But then we topped out the weekend, and we got to go to the Steelers game at Heinz Field.
I saw that. You saw Brady take an L.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. That was shocking. It was tough because we took a train there, and I'm on the train with all the Steelers fans, and I'm like, look, I'm rooting Pittsburgh all weekend. The Penguins have won twice. Like, we're Team Pittsburgh right now. But fuck, I mean, I can't bet against Tom Brady.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
Come on.
And it was the upset of the year. Did you happen to walk across the street at all to that casino? The casino was electric. I went in there.
Nazzy, did I ever walk across the casino?
Also a great place.
Also, I had a blast over there with my guy Merles, the Wit Dog. Yeah, we had some fun over there playing some blackjack, and I'm a big blackjack guy. I love it. I can't stop. So it's obviously responsibly, gambling responsibly, of course. But yeah, man, Pittsburgh, what a city. The Penguins look great this year too. So the Steelers, it's crazy with them too, because it's like they stink. But like, man, that's still a Steelers town. Like on that Sunday,
much.
They love Steelers football, man.
Even we talked to Scott Zola a couple months ago. He's through and through Pittsburgh, and he was just telling us the tradition, the pride of that city. Just the Steelers stink now, but it's still a football town at the end of the day.
A lot of grit in that city. A lot of grit.
Oh my God, talk about a gritty city, a gritty, greasy.
Yeah, dark, just ready to go.
What's up?
But I liked it, man. The people were so awesome. I think that was my biggest takeaway from Pittsburgh was the people.
Mm-hmm.
They're so receptive. They're just like the nicest. I got such a Midwestern vibe from the people in Pittsburgh. I was expecting more of like a Philly vibe where people would kind of be like kind of assholes.
Yeah.
But the people were awesome. So yeah, just to kind of go back to your original question, Pittsburgh was awesome, man. It was a dream come true weekend.
How about Primanti Brothers? You hit that up at all?
I didn't, man. No. I wanted to so bad, but we get on these trips and dude, we're just going like from one event to another event. Wake up, film this, film that. It's like we don't even have time.
So
to
much
like
stuff
eat.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's It's tough, man.
Remember
But
the guy who was
it's
just
tough to
yeah.
eat.
The guy was just shoving down coleslaw down our
it's close.
throats.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah,
in my
it's
opinion.
an overrated sandwich.
You did miss that.
It's a
much.
good style, like Primanti Brothers. Like I think it's like basically nationwide.
Yeah, the
now,
guys were there. They were great guys and stuff. But like the sandwich.
What would you
itself,
compare it to in Boston?
Dude, it's not too comparable.
It's like everything on the menu is just like bread, fries, coleslaw, whatever you want in the middle, coleslaw, fries, bread, and that's like all you can order.
Wow.
It was
I just thought it was just like a typical sandwich place, like a Kelly's roast beef type of thing.
No, like
Yeah.
it's like just like you pick what you want in between that sandwich, and there's like 20 things to choose from.
One of my friends
So if you
asked
don't like
him
coleslaw,
without
yeah.
coleslaw, and the guy looked at him with like 3 heads. Was like, "Nah, you're getting coleslaw."
Yeah,
Remember that?
Dude,
Yeah, that
I
was like
used to work at a fish place back in the day, and I would make coleslaw. After I'd made it, I was like, I can't eat this. It was just like dumping tubs of mayonnaise into this like lettuce.
Oh,
It
the
was,
worst. We've
yeah.
all been
So
there.
so that's not the place for you. You didn't miss.
No,
anything.
I
You
guess
didn't miss
not.
anything.
I guess not.
Speaking of coleslaw that's not that good, beer wise, Big Deal Brewing. So I don't really know too much about it. I just know it's starting to sell in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
it what like originated from it? I know like the not a big deal thing, but how did that come into fruition? I know you guys are big with the Pink Whitney, but how'd you get the beer going?
Yeah. So when we did Pink Whitney, it's going on 3 years, I'd say. Over 3 years now, which means we originated the idea almost 4 years ago, which is it's just so crazy to say out loud. But yeah, so we did Pink Whitney, which is become now the highest selling flavored vodka in North America. Wow. So to say it was a success is an understatement. And it just makes you want more. It made us, we've learned so much in this Pink Whitney journey, and I think we wanted to do something, I think, more for hockey fans. I think Pink Whitney was lightning in a bottle, right? How it all originated, just like through an organic original ad read the first time New Amsterdam came on with us. And it was just so organic, so original. We struck lightning in a bottle with, a hockey podcast. So we're obviously going to get all the hockey fans to drink our drink because, we have such a loyal fan base. But then the fact that it's a pink vodka, you're going to get all the sorority girls. You know what I mean? You're going to get it. It opened us up to a whole nother demographic, and the vodka skyrocketed. Now that kind of leads to the beer, where I don't want to say hockey fans don't like Pink Whitney, because hockey fans love Pink Whitney, but we wanted to give hockey fans a new beer, because at the end of the day, like, let's be real, hockey fans are beer drinkers. You go to a Bruins game, what do you see? Everyone in the crowd's drinking a beer. So it's like, we really wanted to hammer home that, like, we wanted a drink for hockey fans. We wanted a beer for hockey fans. And we had worked with Labatt very closely, Labatt Blue, out of Buffalo, and they we came to them with the idea basically that we wanted to start a beer, and they were all about it. And we work closely with this guy named Jeff Jacobson. He does a lot of business stuff for us, and he suggested the name Big Deal Brewing. And Biz was going out doing some taste testing, and then they were sending us all some cans, and I still have my original can here from the first taste test.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, and I actually still have my original I stole this from the first Pink Whitney taste test. It's the first bottle ever of Pink Whitney.
Wow.
Check that out there.
Wow.
How old is that going to be now? A couple of years at least.
Oh, that's probably almost 4.5 years old. 4 years old now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Would
but
you take a sip of that now?
Oh no, I won't. I won't even open it. It's like a collector's item. For me
It's
at
got to
this
be.
point.
It's got to be. It's a rookie
But
card.
yeah, with the whole beer thing, it's been so cool to work with Labatt on this, to watch Biz really take control over this, and Biz is a beer drinker. At the end of the day, he knew exactly what he wanted. So yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. Designing the can was super cool. Going and doing all the taste tests was a blast. It's been such a cool learning process, which is the biggest thing for me. Is I'm just learning so much along this crazy ride, and it's been a blast. And now that we have the beer, and I think the coolest thing about the beer is it's a beer company. Like, we're not launching just one beer here. We plan to do 3, 4, 5, tons of different beers, limited edition beers, all these different ideas we have planned. So I think the sky is the limit for Big Deal Brewing.
Now the
awesome.
original one, I need to get myself a case or something. But is it like a light beer? Is it more of like an IPA type, or is it?
It's a golden ale. So it's a
Okay.
golden ale. It's 4.5%. It's a light beer. It's
Oh, yeah.
crushable. So it's
Perfect.
the way it
Sounds good.
It tastes like it hits like an IPA. You get that original like hoppy kick like an IPA, which is good. But then you get this kick, but then it's light. It doesn't stay too strong on your tongue, and you can drink just so many of them. It's refreshing. It's just such a good tasting beer. Kind of tastes like Kona Big Wave.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know if you guys have had that, but it's again like working with Labatt has been awesome on this project, and the beer tastes so good. We'll be at Cappy's and all across Boston.
Let's go.
So we'll be at tons of liquor stores all across Boston, New York, New Jersey, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Ohio.
Yeah, where
Ohio.
you need to be.
Let's go.
The hockey spots. Gotta love it.
Exactly. You guys got to try it though. I promise you.
Oh,
you, Naz. You're gonna drink about 30 of these a night.
I want 40. No, I think it's cool how you bring both audiences in. To your point of it tastes like an IPA, goes down like a light beer, because you don't really see a lot of those nowadays unless you're seeing more of a, I don't know, seltzer type of thing, and that's not what you guys are going for. So that's really cool.
Yeah, you don't. And when was the last time like anyone made a new beer? It's like it's all seltzers and all these new different like flavored cherry flavor. It's just like there's all these different things now. It's like let's go back to like what we know people like. Like you still go and hang out with all my buddies and they're all still drinking beer. So it's like you go to a hockey game, everyone's drinking beer. I go to a bar, I'm drinking a beer. So it's like we wanted to give. Oh shit, Pasternak's hurt.
Oh, boy.
No, fuck.
Oh no, he's up. He's
All
up.
right.
There we
Jesus.
go.
Jesus,
Recording during the
Monty's
third
pissed,
period.
though.
This is great stuff.
Yeah, can't.
Yeah,
can't
sorry,
do
I
that.
didn't mean. I didn't. mean
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Oh.
Just gave
You
you a
made
heart
all
He
of us
has
attack.
to go down. My heart stops here.
To your point, though, yeah, put down the Bud Lights, put down the Busch Lights. Big Deal Brewing, love it. Speaking of the Bruins, actually, good transition there if that's what you were going for.
Yeah, that's nice.
I thought going to the season that it was more of a reunion type of thing. New head coach, get a lot of questions. There's still no, leader really in net that you think that's, taking control of it. 3 wins in a row here, battling for a fourth. We'll see if it happens. Either way, pretty good start to, coming out of the new season here. Just what are your expectations for this team and losing in the first round last year? You think they can go higher than that this season?
Oh my God, absolutely. I feel like I was the only guy on planet Earth who was not like out on this team to start the year. I love this Bruins team. I always have. I said it last year. I said it this offseason. I'll say it again now. Oh, sorry, I almost scored again. I love this team, and I think David Krejci coming back, you're seeing how good this guy really is. You're seeing how much he means to this team and how much of a difference maker he is day in and day out. I mean, that line of Krejci, Pastrnak, and Taylor Hall, it's one of the top lines in hockey right now. And like when you look at the Bruins' top 6, just right now, Krejci, Pastrnak, Taylor Hall, Bergeron, DeBrusk, Zappe. That's an elite top 6.
Top 6.
And that's with Brad Marchand being injured. That's with one of the best guys in hockey being out right now. So you bring back one of the best guys in hockey. I mean, this team is poised to make a deep playoff run. They're deep. Like
Absolutely.
they were shallow up the middle last year with Eric Hall as that second line center. You bring Krejci back, and now you can actually watch a full season of Krejci, Hall, and Pastrnak, and you can actually watch these guys cook.
Yeah, they were having fun the other night. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I love this AJ Greer kid.
Yeah,
Oh, what a
3
stud!
goals.
What a stud!
What a stud. BU kid, 3 goals, 4 games. I mean, what is not to like about this kid? He'll drop the mitts. He's a fucking beast. It's like, I love this kid. I think he's an absolute gamer out there.
They said he matches career high in goals
Yeah.
tonight. with the third
Already,
goal.
I know.
Yeah.
Also,
It's sometimes you need the diamond in the rough guys is like, that's what the Bruins need to get to have a championship run again. A guy you're not paying a ton of money to. A guy kind of like the Leafs had last year with a guy like Michael Bunting, right?
Yeah.
A guy where no, you go into the season, you're paying him no money, and out of nowhere, he puts up 20, 25 goals. Imagine if AJ Greer puts up 25 goals for the Bees this year,
That would
and you're
be
paying him
wild.
what you are. It's like, and he can fight. Like, I'm not, and I don't want to get ahead of myself that Greer's going to put up 25 bingos
No.
this year, but at the same time, it's like, even if you get 10, 15 goals out of this kid, that's what you need to make a playoff run.
Yep, and they're getting it from like everywhere too. Like Foligno already has as many goals as he had all of last year. 4 games.
Yeah,
in.
and it's interesting to hear, a lot of stuff. It sounds like he was playing a majority of last season pretty banged up, and we interviewed him, and I know he stressed that he was banged up, then couldn't get in the lineup, and you want Senators just scored again, but you wonder if a guy like Foligno, like if he was in Cassidy's doghouse as well, and he couldn't play the style of game that he wanted to under Coach Cassidy. And fuck, I mean, that's another topic here too, boys. It's like just seeing Monty behind the bench. It's just seeing like Jake DeBrusk out there play with like the energy, and
He
just,
looked
it
like one of
looks
the
like
best skaters on the ice last night. He was moving.
he looks
man.
like the DeBrusk from
Yeah.
3-4 years ago, where you're like,
sure.
oh wow, this kid has some promise. This kid can play, and now he's 26 years old. It's like he's coming into his prime years of his career, and I mean, coming off a big season last year, it's gonna be nice to see what he can do under this under Monty.
Yeah, my big questions on like the defensive side. I just after Brandon Carlo and Lindholm with McAvoy out, I feel like they're not too deep defensively, and that's been their kind of Achilles heel for the past handful of years now. I think.
Yeah, that's been definitely the defense is definitely if this team is knocked out early in the playoffs, it would be because of the defense. I mean, just looking at it right now, when you look at their top 4, Derek Forbert's in their top 4. I mean, I don't think nothing against Derek Forbert, but I mean, I don't think
Not a top 4 guy.
I mean, he's not a top 4 defenseman. I mean, Connor Clifton's not a top 4 defenseman either. Who I think Connor Clifton has looked great this season so far.
Good
He's
so
a banger.
Far.
Yep.
Yeah, I like everything I've seen from him, but I mean, I'm not the biggest Don Sweeney guy at all. I'll never get over the draft, the infamous draft.
Oh, brutal.
But getting Hampus Lindholm at the deadline last season, it just goes to show how great of a move that was. Because if you didn't have someone like Lindholm who could eat up 25, 26, 27 minutes a night, they would be so fucked right
Oh
now.
yeah, oh my god, it'd be all it would.
You need a minutes eater.
Oh,
You need someone who can eat minutes. So kudos to Don on that one. Lindholm, he's looked great too. But luckily they have the tandem in net. So hopefully they can get some help at the deadline back there. But we'll see. Maybe some of these guys, Zorbill, Clifton, like maybe they can come into their own. But we'll see.
That's what I was going to say, too, about the goaltending. Am I wrong? I feel like Jeremy Swayman should already grab this starting spot by now. Like Linus Ullmark, definitely a great number 2 option, leaning towards the number 1. But I feel like Swayman hasn't really played, above expectation yet. And
I just think it's, if you're paying Ullmark five schmilly a year, it's like you got to give him as fair of a shot here as you can. It's like, because at the end of the day, if Swayman is the guy, you do want to have those minutes for Ullmark where you can eventually trade him. And I was all on the trade Ullmark to Vegas trade this summer. I mean, perfect fit for him. They needed a goalie with Leonard going down for the year, and I just thought Ullmark would have been perfect. I don't think his no trade clicked in until after this offseason. I could be wrong there, but I don't think it's. I mean, Swayman hasn't looked great tonight.
But tough ones happen.
Yeah, everyone, it's tough. He's young. I still expect Jeremy Swayman to grab control of the starting spot. I mean, boys, we're 3 games into the year.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're playing a Game 7 playoff game. I'm going with Swayman every day.
Oh, for sure. Even coming in during the playoffs last year, I know, the home away thing was huge, but him coming in Game 3 with that electrifying, environment there at the Garden, he really stepped up. At least Game 3, Game 4, I think they won a Game 6 too.
And the days of one goalie leading you to the promised land, I don't want to say are over, but look what Colorado had last year.
Yeah.
I mean, with Francouz coming in there, it's like having a tandem goalie, like it's it works, and it has been working. So especially with how good of chemistry they have, and I mean, if you can keep winning in front of both of them, I don't give a shit. Play them both.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
it's-
yeah. Keep it. Yeah. Whoever wants to
Right?
get
It's
out there.
never a real problem to have if you have two guys going at it, especially 82 game schedule. There's injuries, there's different misfortunes, shit like that. So, I'd say on the front of, only starting. I really only when it comes to mine, like Vasilevsky is really the only one who's like, this is my net. Can you think of anyone? Probably in my head, but
and
yeah,
Rangers.
yeah,
that's
probably a
his
couple
job.
2-3, but
Yeah, Shesterkin. Yeah, I could think of a couple. But yeah, still, I mean, God, Vasi's so good. Who's looked great is Jake Ottinger in Dallas. He's looked awesome this season.
I think they're
BU
undefeated
kid.
early. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
former first round pick. I mean, yeah, I mean the young goalies right now across the NHL. It's just there's so many good ones coming in. You know what I mean?
I know you lose track of them, like all the names and stuff. It's crazy because like
Yeah,
you just don't even know this goalie has these stats, and it's like, wow, who the hell is that guy?
Yeah, exactly.
You guys interviewed McKinnon earlier last week, right? So obviously he's coming off a cup. Do you have any if it's not the Avalanche, if it's not the Lightning, do you have any teams that can really, sneak in there?
The Boston Bruins, Nazzy.
Oh,
The Boston
oh,
Bruins. I'm telling you,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I you know what it is? It's because you guys are in Boston right now. You have those idiots over on 98.5 just
I listen to
barking
them
down
once in a
all you
while.
guys.
Yeah.
You got them telling all the fans that the Bruins stink and they're horrible. They should trade everyone. They're rebuilding. This team can still play, boys. This team can. You get a top 4 defenseman at the deadline. This team's one of the top teams in the East. They had over 100 points last year. Let's not
Yep.
forget that, and that's without David Krejci. You have an older Jeremy Swayman. Charlie McAvoy's coming into his own. You got Krejci back. You have DeBrusque playing without Cassidy this season. You got AJ Greer. I love this team. I'm not out on this team, but if I had to pick another team, the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, Hurricanes seem like a wagon.
I
Yeah.
think the Hurricanes are scary good. Just with all the moves they made this offseason. And one thing that people may forget is they acquired Max Pacioretty this offseason. He tore his Achilles. Around February, March, they're going to get that guy back. And that's just like basically getting a trade deadline acquisition in Pacioretty. So it's going to be that they're definitely a team to watch out for. I'd say in the West, Calgary. I think Calgary is with Calgary and Edmonton. I mean, if McDavid doesn't get one this year, it's almost like something's going to change. Something big's going to change there.
So Calgary lost Johnny Hockey, and who else? Did they gain someone, or they lose Kachuk too?
Yeah, Calgary
lost
Johnny Hockey, and they lost Matthew Kachuk,
Yeah.
but they gained Jonathan Huberdeau and Nazem Kadri, and Mackenzie Weegar. So I think that Calgary team is they're just built to win right now. And then Edmonton, like I said, it's like McDavid. You can never count that guy out.
Really hope they meet in the playoffs again this year. Because that's
Need it.
getting
That was a
hot.
battle.
That's getting hot up in Alberta. That's getting intense.
You need the Battle of Alberta. It's good for hockey. Very good for hockey.
It seemed like Red Sox Yankees. I didn't even recognize it really till last year, and they were ready to kill each other.
Oh yeah,
Fans included. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go. We actually got to go out to Edmonton to watch a game, and it's hockey country there, man. It's just a different breed. It's like we kind of talked at the beginning of the interview about the Steelers and how much they love football. Well, it's almost I don't want to say 10x that with the Oilers, but it's like it is crazy how much these people care, and the passion is it's actually cool to see.
McDavid's got to be like Brady around there, huh?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, he's God.
Yeah.
He's God, and they got Draisaitl too.
Draisaitl,
Yeah,
right?
right.
the
yeah,
crazy
they have
thing is, like,
Granny God. Yeah.
It's insane. It's like they had Gretzky and Messier, and now they got Draisaitl and McDavid.
Dark horse team I like too. Early 3-0, Bruce Cassidy's Vegas Golden Knights.
Love the Golden Knights. The only issue is goaltending. If Logan Thompson can be the goalie that Biz thinks he can, I mean, man, the Vegas Golden Knights could make some noise this year. Jack Eichel looks determined. He looks pissed off, and he looks determined. I mean, he's finally on a healthy. He's finally healthy, and he's finally playing on a good hockey team. It's what he's wanted for 10 years now, and he's finally got it. So Yeah, I'm excited to see what Ike can do. And yeah, I mean, I think what's one interesting thing about the NHL this year is there's some really bad teams. Like, I feel like in years past, like, there's nights where anyone can really beat anyone. But I mean, Arizona is so bad. It's one of the worst hockey teams I've ever seen. The Chicago Blackhawks are so terrible, and they're gonna trade Patrick Kane.
He's gonna go somewhere else. He's gonna
go. The Seattle Kraken are awful. The San Jose Sharks are awful. It's just this isn't usually something you see in the NHL, and it kind of all goes to the upcoming 2023 draft that's supposedly going to be the generational draft.
Is it really?
With Connor Bedard coming up, and there's this Russian kid as well. It's supposed to be a big one.
Is Ryan Donato still in the Kraken? Did he sign back?
Ryan Donato is.
He's still there. He had a pretty good year last year, even though they lost. Yeah, mass guy, Dexter.
Gotta get your South Shore guy in there.
Gotta do it.
Gotta slip it in.
You got your North guy, Eichel, so I had to mix it in.
There you go. Good call. Good call.
Another front too. We went to Nashville. Great take. I'm sure you've been there before. Bridgestone. That's another
great
team where
arena.
I think they snuck into the playoffs, but we saw them against the Blues and they were awful.
Yeah, they got annihilated when we were there.
It was like 10-1.
Yeah, it was an absolute.
So that's another
bloodbath.
team. Mike, I'll let you go in a sec, but off the hockey, off the Spittin Chiclets conversation, would you go with Zappe or would you go with Mac Jones on Monday night? Fully healthy, both.
Well, I'll say this. Mac Jones is not fully healthy. Anyone who's ever had a high ankle sprain knows. I mean, anyone I've talked to that's ever had a high ankle sprain, I can't act like I've had one. They said it takes a full year to be fully recovered from a high ankle sprain. I mean, you can take all the cortisone shots in the world.
Mm-hmm.
This week, I would play Bailey Zappe.
Agreed.
But I'm a Mac Jones guy. Mac attack till I die. I love Mac Jones. I love the jersey you're wearing right now, Nazzy. But
get it going.
I mean, I don't think Mac Jones is healthy. I think if he takes if he takes a bad hit and fucks the ankle up more, then he's out even longer. And then maybe something happens. We're pushing into next season. Zappe can clearly do the job. So don't worry, be Zappe, boys.
That's it.
Especially against the Bears.
Yeah, you got the Bears.
The Zappe zone.
They can handle that.
It's the Bears. The Pats' next few games, they're playing some duds. It's like, let Zappe roll, and then Matt can come back for the playoffs. Right before the playoffs.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to see him again before we...
Yeah, he needs like 5, 6, 7 weeks before the playoffs.
If we get to the end, then just ride Zappe.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's interesting.
At that point, we're riding Zappe.
No one in the world knows what Bill Belichick is thinking, so like it could go.
Yeah,
it's madness.
I want to see more of the jerseys, though. I want to see more of the throwback jerseys because fuck, did those look good the other night?
We got to go to the Lions game at home there. That was great to see. Even the field looked all different with the logo.
It had Pat the Patriot in the middle and stuff. It looked phenomenal.
Great.
Would you guys be opposed to them going back to that full time? Because
not at
I'm
all
in on it.
I would go nuts for that.
Right? Like I tweeted it out the other day. I'm like, let's let the dark blue in the Elvis Brady the Elvis Patriots logo, let it die in the Brady era. Like that was Tom Brady's team. It's Tom Brady's jerseys. Let's let those die. It's Mac attack. It's time for the throwbacks.
Let's go.
I'm also waiting to see the Drew Bledsoe throwback blues. Those would be sick.
Yeah, I love those. But it's funny because I used to argue with my old roommate Shane Folks. I used to argue with this about this with him all the time, and I just like the Reds so much better than the late '90s Bledsoe jerseys.
Agreed. I think they're the best jerseys around, the red ones.
Yeah,
top notch.
I love the white Buckies too.
And you get the helmets. Yeah, they're big. That's a big part of it. They look great.
Yeah,
I think they were still rocking them kind of in practice. They were like, let's not get rid of these things.
Oh, I would. Yeah. No, if I got one of those put in my locker, I would not give it back.
How was the vibe at Gillette, boys? You said you went to the last game.
Oh yeah, it was buzzing.
Loved it.
I mean, they were going nuts for Zappe. It's a catchy thing, like the Brady Zappe thing. Defense was unbelievable there, and the Lions just puked on themselves every second they could. So yeah, it was a good win. Actually went on my birthday, so we had a bunch of friends there. It was a good time.
Happy birthday,
Thanks,
Nazzy.
pal. Appreciate it.
How's the show been going though, too, boys? Like any big guest on the
Show's
horizon, or
going
like
well. We
Yeah, it's been going
we
great.
had Zolak in studio, like about a month or something ago. I think most recent was Mike Monaco, who does the Nesson and ESPN talking
Yeah.
about Little League World Series. That was good stuff. Anyone else this
Little
year?
League World Series. That's what he's all about. That's what he's all
Who,
about.
who's the white whale for you guys? Like who's the one guy you're like our show will be complete once we get this guy.
I'd like. I mean, like realistically, I'd like to get Bill Burr. I think that would be sick because he's
That
a
would
local
be-
guy. Like Canton, not too close, not too far away from Quincy. Obviously he's a huge name, but it's not like I'm asking for Tom Brady here. I'm asking for a famous
Yeah,
comedian.
because that's obviously the white whale big time.
Yeah.
Unrealistically.
Who's your white whale? Is there anything like that, or is there anyone you haven't gotten?
I'll say this though, Bill Burr has come on Chiclets a few times now.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
He's just the funniest guy in the world, and he's always down to come on. So I would try get in touch with him and reach out. I wouldn't be shocked if he'd come on with you.
Okay.
Our white whale, we've got Gretzky, we got Crosby. I would say our white whale, Ovechkin would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think Mario Lemieux would be really cool. Mark Messier, Brett Hull. There's so many untapped names in the hockey world that there's been so many years, and hockey guys tend to retire and just fade off into the distance. You know what I mean? You don't hear from a lot of them
Gone
again.
for good, yeah.
So it's guys like, I mean, Messier's on ESPN now, but he was dark for a while, and Brett Hull, like guys like that are I think would be
How big
would
your
be
platform
ideal.
is, though? I feel like all those are reachable. I feel like that all those guys are like on the list.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough. It's we've talked to we've had conversations with just about every person we've ever wanted to get on. We've talked to Ovechkin's guy. It's like we've talked to Hull, we've talked to Messier, we've talked to him. It's lining up the right time. You know what I mean? I think with a big interview like that, you want the location, you want everything to be right. You want to make sure we're all the guys are in the right frame of mind where we're not rushed. It's comfortable, can kick back, have a few beers on the pod, enjoy it. So it's not just, like a rushed interview where
exactly.
the guests would feel uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, no, that's. But even though you see Biz go on TNT and make that a little bit more laid back than who's gonna win tonight and what's that thing. So I thought that's pretty cool, that kind of element he brings to that.
Oh yeah,
also being a part of you guys.
He's great
too.
on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch, man. It's been really cool to see his media transformation, and even just seeing him sitting alongside Wayne Gretzky every night. It's every Wednesday.
Wild.
It's really cool. I'm super proud of him.
It's unbelievable, Mikey.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Really appreciate you coming on, man, and best of luck with everything. Go Panthers, right? Plymouth State.
Steeler, he tell you that Nazz, did he tell you he used to be my intern back in the day?
Oh no,
you
he
trying
kept
to-
that quiet.
Are you trying to brown nose me?
Back at
there it
ESPN,
is.
back at ESPN New Hampshire. This guy was my intern.
Oh
So,
wow.
Here we go.
Didn't
Naz,
get much done.
I'm proud of you, buddy. I'm proud to see, like, I'm happy to see how far this show's come. I mean, I think I've come on a few times now, and it seems like the studio's getting nicer every time. It looks like you guys
yeah.
got all the sponsorships and stuff dialed in. I'm happy to see it, buddy. Keep grinding, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Steele Nazz.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Episode 100, I think, coming in like 2 or 3 episodes, so we're getting there.
What are you guys doing? You doing anything special?
I think we're gonna try to like rent a hall or something like the night before Thanksgiving. You know how like people get rowdy
Oh,
for that.
that'd be
So,
cool.
like, that'd be a good time.
Yeah, something. We'll see. We'll see. Something big.
Yeah,
Something
exactly.
big.
No live show though. We wanna drink. Like we wanna have a couple beers here.
Exactly.
a
Just
banner
invite
or
all your
something.
buddies. Invite all your buddies. Just have a time.
We'll hit the Atlas store and buy a bunch of Big Deal Brewing beers.
Love that.
Get it going.
Big deals, baby. Get on the big deal diet, baby.
That's it.
Love it. Thanks, Mikey. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks, boys. That was
Yes.
fun.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks.
Awesome, boys. Thanks.
No problem, man.
I'll log off here. And Nazzy, it was good chat with you boys. Good catching up.
I
And
know.
yeah, we'll do this
I
again
know
soon.
it's been too long. Good
Absolutely.
luck out there. How many people out there in a day? Is it still like crazy?
What's that?
Like Manhattan, it's still got to be nuts.
Oh, it's fucking nuts here,
Yeah.
bro. It's insane here. It's crazy. Luckily, I live down by the World Trade Center, so it's a little like cleaner and quieter down here
Oh,
now.
that's good. Yeah.
But yeah, this city's fucking nuts.
I had
Oh
a-
yeah, that's way too.
I had
like,
a
intense
cousin
for
who
me. I
lived
hate New
there
York.
right before the pandemic, and I'd go there, and it was fucking crazy. Like you'd rather it'd be easier to walk somewhere than take a fucking Uber.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
it'd take
you
way
just walk
longer.
everywhere.
Yeah,
it's
it's nuts.
crazy.
Get a bike, get a scooter, whatever it takes.
It's a blast though.
Awesome.
All right, boys. Great chatting with you.
I'll talk to you, Mikey. Thanks. Yep.
We
See
go
ya.
on. Go Bruins.
2022 is here. Do you have your resolution? Here's an idea. Make your way down to Slight Edge Fitness and Performance located in Braintree, Mass. Owned and operated by Coach Craig Kelly, you can be assured you are getting the best training around. Whether looking to improve your health or gain a slight edge on your competition, this is the gym for you. Group fitness classes as well as personalized one-on-one training are both available. Make sure to visit slightedgefit.com as well as follow them on Instagram at slightedgefitness and set up a consultation today. It's time to get fit, so let it rip.
And I was Spittin Chiclets producer, Mike Grinnell, longtime Columbus State alum with me. Great to talk to Mike there. Seems
Your
like
boss.
yes, boss. It was a solid three credits. Go to the bachelor degree. Good stuff. No, learned a lot of good stuff from him, but so it was good. Interview wise, it seems like Spittin Chiclets doing better than ever. Hockey, unbelievable sport. Not enough people talk about it. In terms of nationwide. I think
Great stuff.
what they're doing is unbelievable. And when he said he hasn't had like Ovechkin and like Brett Hull and those guys on, I'm like, those are probably like next up. Like those. I said Bill Burr, and like that's not.
Well, I feel like
Yeah.
Ovi, you'd have to like try a bit because like does Alex Ovechkin like know what a podcast is?
Definitely not.
Yeah, like that's definitely like as big as they are. Like that guy just doesn't know. I'm sure
Yeah.
he'll be on it one day because they are just that big. I'm sure they'll be.
Oh,
on
for
it.
sure. He brought up Tequila Cowboy right away. Our favorite
Great location.
bar at
Huge shout out
Pittsburgh.
to Tequila Cowboy.
I was motivated to buy a ticket to Pittsburgh like tomorrow. Like that place is electric. You got the
was.
casino there. I asked him if he wanted the casino. Of course he did.
Yeah, that whole section.
Went
like,
there for the
PNC part.
McGregor Donald Cerrone fight, right?
Yes.
That was a good night. That was a good night. Played slots for the first time ever that night. I think I won a couple hundred, and it was good.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Slots, first time.
Yeah, it was big. And then we put it all in the Bruins, and they were up by 3 after the first period, and then lost in overtime. So that was brutal.
You weren't as bad as that guy who lost on the Cerrone fight, though. That guy that was the saddest human being I've ever seen.
Why
He
would
was, like,
you
on the other
ever
side.
take Donald Cerrone?
Oh yeah,
He's-
absolute jackass. But he must have had like $2 million on the fucking. Like he was so sad. Just laughed at him, idiot.
transitioning on into we asked Mikey a little bit about this off hockey topic. The Patriots go on the road and gross Cleveland and absolutely put a whoop on the Cleveland Browns there. It was close a little bit, but 38-15 final. New England Patriots with the dub.
Yeah, I was never really in doubt.
Yeah, second straight W for Bailey Zappe. 24 for 34 passing, 2 tutties, and a rating of 118.4. Came out and then played his best game as a New England Patriot.
100%. I mean, like, forget all of like the drama and everything. Like 24-34, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's not what you want from your backup. That's what you want from your starter. Like
Starter.
anything. That's a great game.
And you know what? What the Browns did in the beginning of the game is exactly what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to take away the run, which they did. And I think down the stretch, I know they had a couple field goals to start, but Bailey Zappe got things going, which led to the Stevenson 30-yard run there. Stevenson is becoming one of their sole backs here. Damian Harris on injury, but Stevenson seems to be the future. 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. But overall, just a solid, offensive input and defensive input. Also like Tyquan Thornton there making his NFL debut, right?
Yeah, I
Yep.
believe so.
2
Yeah, And
touchdowns.
what a debut.
Yeah, he just seems to get open, and that's what the quickness does. I think that's what being a draft pick out of the second round will do for you. Getting someone there who can really, push the needle for you.
I mean, on the running touchdown, he looked like the fastest man alive.
Yeah.
Like he just like no one even
He's got
came near it.
It's not even an exaggeration. He's got Tyreek Hill speed.
Yeah,
Like
and you saw it.
He's got breakaway speed. I thought the coolest part about what Bailey Zappe did was he got a lot of people involved. He got, Devontae Parker had 4 catches. Hunter Henry had 4 catches. Jonnu Smith had the biggest reception of the game in 53 yards. You can go down to Thornton. Kendrick Bourne had a big catch on 3rd down.
Yeah.
I just feel like you got a lot of players involved, and that's what you saw from Mac Jones do a lot this year. And before we get to the whole Zappe-Jones controversy, I just like to say this is a great scheme what the Patriots are doing now with offense. They should have done it in Game 1. And now they're doing it in Game 6, and they're playing catch-up, which is fine. They're 3-3 now. Going to be at home against a struggling Chicago team. Just overall, great performance against the Browns, and the Browns were a favorite in this game. Come on, guys, let's get real.
Disgusting, absolutely disgusting that they did that.
Before we get into the Mac, we'll get into it right now. So, Monday Night Football. Patriots host 2-4 Chicago, who looked like they couldn't get a point to save their life last week against the Washington Commanders, losing 12-7 there. Would you rather take a healthy – Mac Jones is going to be healthy. So I'll say 75% Mac Jones or a Bailey Zappe.
Zappe, like without question.
I think it's not even a question.
Well, the farther we get down the road, the more it becomes a question. But this week, I think it's an absolute no-brainer that Zappe's a quarterback.
No, because I thought about the past 2 days. I'm like, isn't this the right game to bring him back? Because you're playing a team that's not that good in the Chicago Bears, and you have a chance to put your starter back in, get his confidence back up. But no, why would you waste his high ankle sprain?
Yeah,
even Mike, you saying
that can hurt.
Tough
that can
injury.
Get hurt by one hit. You're just back to being hurt. Like,
why not just continue what you're doing? Zappe's filling the void until they need Mac Jones, which will probably be coming soon when they're playing. The Jets are decently for real this year. Indies can be a scary team if they're running games there. So I think this is a game where you stay with Zappe, you see what it can do, and I think he's going to light up the Bears.
Absolutely, I think so as well. And and a big thing for it too is to just let him cook as well. Take it easy because the Bears should not be able to score a
point. This game should be we'll give our predictions a little bit, but it should be a lot to a little.
Conservative, just let the kid do his thing. Change nothing from the past game. Just let it go.
It early on reminds me of when they went on the streak last year. Their defense is lights out. They replaced J.C. Jackson, who signed $82 million, got benched last night for a guy, Jack Jones.
And deserved it.
Yeah.
He was getting torched.
Yeah, Jack Jones and a rookie. He's filling the void. He's playing very well. Jalen Mills, who I shit on all last season. You don't even talk about him anymore because no one likes to throw on him.
Yeah.
And I think he made a pick the other day. He made a pick on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
If there's one thing that Bill doubters or whatever, the Brady thing, Bill knows what to do with cornerbacks.
Yeah.
There is just no, denying that. He has that down.
And I can't tell who's the best player on defense. Is it Matthew Judon or is it Kyle Duggar? Because Kyle Duggar has been unbelievable for this team. He is everywhere.
That guy drills people.
The first play of the game, he made an interception on a receiver. The guy, he's a big, thick dude, but he can fucking move.
Yeah. I think there was one drive in the game where Cleveland was kind of driving. And it got down to the 40 or something. And then Kyle Duggar literally stopped the next 3 plays. And they had to punt. He just shut it down. It was I've had enough.
Yeah, and I feel even their linebackers have come to play. Raekwon McMillan's been in there. Yep. I think Josh Uche was out last game. But it feels like even, who's had a tremendous year early on is, who's their defensive end there? Why am I forgetting his name? 90.
Barmore? Judon?
Well, Barmore's played well.
Yeah, Judon, obviously.
Deatrick Wise. Deatrick Wise has been really good for this team, being the other pass rusher on the right side there, up opposite of Judon. It's really made a difference. It has made a difference, playing guys and Jared Goff, who was playing well until that. Jacoby Brissett, they just absolutely shit on last week. And this week, you're going to get Justin Fields, who I thought he was a lot better. I thought it was just the Bears sucking until I watched that game last week. He's not good either. That's gonna be a long game for the Bears.
Yeah, they're they definitely set him up to fail, but he has also failed.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to
I
put
agree.
it.
No, he was just taking forever to throw the ball. I'm just get rid of it. At that point,
and granted, they're definitely not helping you over there. That's just a shitty franchise at this point.
But back on the Patriots, you're sitting at 3-3, which I think is pretty good considering the teams you played and who you had playing for them at the time, where Miami had a full staff the first game. Baltimore, you just shit the bed in the fourth quarter against Baltimore straight up.
Yeah.
And then Green Bay, you had a third string quarterback come in, late in
Lambeau.
the first quarter, Lambeau, and you probably still could have won the game.
Close, yeah.
Considering the Giants and the Jets beat them in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been out of a game
No,
yet.
exactly.
Like, they've competed with everyone.
So, before we kind of go deeper into the Patriots, so Monday night game, we're in consensus that it's going to be a blowout. I'm saying like 38-0.
I'm going to say like 28-31, like 3, something like, because I think the play calling is going to be pretty conservative. That's the only reason they don't fucking drop 50. I think they could if they wanted
But I
to.
think the defense might even get like 2 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, that's very possible.
I think it's like 38. I think it's going to be something nuts.
Yeah.
You're right, though, on the 3. Maybe they'll because I do give the, who's the Lions coach? Dan Campbell?
Yeah.
I give him so much credit. They had like 3 times to kick a field goal when they were getting killed, and he was like, no, we're going for it because like
We're getting killed.
We're getting killed. Let's go score a touchdown.
Yeah.
I guarantee the Chicago coach won't be like that. So
No.
maybe there will be a 3 or something. Can I change mine to 38-3?
Fair.
Okay,
We can let
38-3.
that ride. We
I'll
can
give him
let
3.
that ride.
I'll
Yeah.
give him 3.
Yeah, what did they do? We were there, like, what was it, 0 for 6 on 4th down?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
The guy, Jared Goff, literally threw up on himself, gave the other team the ball. I don't think we recapped this because we were off last week. But, they just threw up on himself. Duggar, who took up the ball? Was it Duggar?
Yeah.
Yeah, went to the house.
Yeah, I brought it. Yeah.
In comes Duggar again. My God. Unbelievable. Going forward here, so, we're just spitballing here, but Bears win, you go 4-3. Jets on the road, definitely going to be a tough game. That's definitely a tough game.
Yeah, definitely. I still, because the Jets, they just beat the Packers, which, like, credit to them.
Yeah.
Good for them. But I don't know. That's until Zach Wilson until they can take down a Belichick defense, I still have faith in it.
And then the Colts, who had your number last year at their house, it's now in Gillette. And what I saw the Colts against Denver, I know that's probably not the way they're going to play. But, Denver is a good defense. And when you limit a team like that, with the Patriots having as good as defense as they have, that's a good matchup too. So you're thinking Bears, Jets, Colts, Jets. Even if they can go 3-1 in that sequence, you're going to 6-4.
Yeah.
That's
a
pretty
you're in there.
You're a pretty good damn record there.
But
when
if you
get
beat
to
the Jets twice, that's a game in the standings. Now you're left
7-3.
Mm-hmm.
If you win both, 7-3. Let's at least go 3-1 where they lose a game to the Jets, and I don't even think they lose a game to the Jets, but I think that's best case scenario. And that this schedule is very similar to last season in terms of difficulty, because then it picks up. The Vikings are 5-1, the Bills are the Bills, the Cardinals have talent, the Raiders beat the shit out of you in the preseason, and the Bengals are coming off a Super Bowl appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a chance here where I think you can get to 10 games.
Yeah, you stand a chance.
I think you stand a chance.
You got Vikings Thursday night, primetime. Kirk Cousins usually pukes on himself.
Pukes.
So that could happen. The Bills, respectfully.
I think you need to go.
I
was thinking about this stat today too, looking down at the schedule. I think you need to go 3-3 in the division to make the playoffs. So I think whether it's you take the Jets twice and then you get one of these last 3 games with the Bills twice and Dolphins once. I think you need to go 3-3. Because then that already brings your win total, including, we're already taking the Bears one this weekend. That already brings you up to 7, and then the rest of these non-divisional opponents, that should be able to get you to 10.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely possible. I think, but will 10 wins get you in the playoffs?
Will be close.
That will be close. Because there's a lot of good teams this year.
Yeah, and those games are head-to-head with some of those teams that are going to, like the Bengals will probably be right in that situation.
That's why you're going to need to win these.
No, exactly.
Like last week, I think the Browns are a team that could be, 4-6 or whatever, 5-6 when Watson comes back and they can just go on a roll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's shit like that. But, we get the tiebreaker there because we got the W. Also, what else happened in the week of the NFL is just a lot of malarkey, huh?
Yeah.
You had Tom Brady lose to the Steelers. You had the Giants beat the Ravens. The Giants are 5-1. That's probably the feel-good story of the year so far. I'd probably say the Giants, no one gave them a chance. They got Brian DeBall from the Bills there to come in, really change the culture. Daniel Jones, 5 touchdown passes, not doing bad. Saquon Barkley probably looking like the top offensive player in the whole league.
Extremely back.
Extremely
Saquon
back.
is extremely back.
That's probably my team that I would say, like, give them a nice check mark. This team is fucking moving at all cylinders right now. The NFC East is looking like a beast.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Eagles look so good.
Yeah.
Like, they really do. They look like a very legitimate Super Bowl contender, which is usually I reel it in regardless of what the NFC East teams looks like, because that's just
the way
they puke
the
on
way it is.
themselves. Yeah. But they look very legit.
I'm still looking like that's probably still going to happen. Like, they're all going to eventually puke.
Most likely. The
Yeah.
Giants are definitely due for that.
Okay. So now we're going to go to week 7, our locks of the week. I mean, the Pats are an easy one for me, but I'm going to move around here. Jets on the road. Nah, I can't bet the Jets. Can't do that. Cannot do that.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
Love the Chiefs. Chiefs never lose back-to-back games on the road against a very good defense going to Levi Stadium in San Francisco. Kansas City favored by 3. I'm going to take Pat Mahomes, not dropping 2 games in a row, winning by at least more than 3.
Yeah, and that's where, like, you run into, like, can Jimmy G, like, keep pace?
No.
And it's like, no, probably not.
So in the Super Bowl, you see it in any game. Another one I was going to look at, we're just shaming because, I mean, we talked about the feel-good story of the year. The I don't feel bad story is the Russell Wilson story of him getting paid. They're 2-4. He's had his worst statistical start in the history of his career.
I'm a huge fan of him. Like, he's been terrible.
Yeah. And other stories, I guess it happens to every person who's, like, on the down of, like, how Hollywood he was. Like, Richard Sherman said that only way he could talk to him is if he talked to his manager or something like that. Like, I'm not a big fan of that.
I saw that too, and it was like not just from Sherman, but also Marshawn Lynch. And I was like, do you think Marshawn Lynch like ever actually did that? Like the business manager, like they definitely did that once, and Marshawn was like, I'm never talking to that fucking guy. Yeah, like,
I bet that's when he like completely changed, like talking to the media. He was like, this dude's like,
yeah, that guy's a loser.
What's going on here?
Fucking guy.
You got a pick, or is it still?
Yeah, we're going to go Ravens at home, 6.5 over the Browns. After what I just saw from the Browns, I think Lamar Jackson's going to absolutely torch.
Yeah, and they need a dub after a loss to the Giants, going back to 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. That's pretty good.
So here's a weird one though, because like you just said, like the Giants are dogs to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on
That
there?
could go either way.
That is, like, the trappiest thing I've ever seen. Like, I have no idea.
That's a game I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
Not at all. Like, I just saw that and was like, this 5-1 versus the 2-4 Jaguars team. The Jaguars are favorite.
And before I stopped myself, the Jets are 1-point underdogs at Denver, and I almost took the Jets. I just can't do it. I just had, like, stage fright.
Yeah. One thing that was good about our bye week last week was like I did not catch a second of Bears Commanders. that looked like the worst game ever.
I watched the entire game and then put $1 on the game.
Did not watch one play,
which is really bad. I should probably put $1 on the game. Transitioning now into the game just ended. Boston Celtics 126, Philadelphia 76ers 117. So they're playing back to back. They got the Heat Wednesday night. We're recording on Tuesday night this week. Out of the gate, just looking at the box score, I watched a bunch of the first half. But the second half, the Jays came to play, man. Both guys with 35 points.
Let's go. Let's go. Right back at it, Celtics.
They had a big third quarter. I feel like that's been a big song of them all last postseason. They outscored Philly by 10. Early on, I just saw no one could stop James Harden. No one could stop Joel Embiid. And I think that's the big question for this team. You know what they can do, which is play really good defense. They have 2 legitimate, like, all-pro scorers, and who I just named.
But like 3 all deep.
Yeah, but who's going to fill in the gap for Robert Williams while he's out for a while? And tonight, I didn't like it so far, and I love the story of Noah Vonleh. He's from Haverhill, played at New Hampton. Well, my cousins actually played up there, so Brian and James know Noah pretty well. Big shout out to the twins
Nice.
So he came in tonight trying to cover Joel Embiid. I guess it's tough to guard him, man, but he did not play well.
Oh yeah,
it was tough to see.
I just see here he got 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's just good to see out of the gate how, like, what they lacked last year was, depth. And now you have Malcolm Brogdon with 16 points, Grant Williams with 15 points, Derek White, who is going to be off the bench when the push comes to shove. He played well tonight defensively. He was a +9 rating. That's what you need to see. Blake Griffin, I want to see what he can do with this team.
Yeah, 5 boards in 8 minutes.
yeah.
I mean, I would assume he gets a couple more minutes eventually.
Yeah,
like
he's going to be
working
the
in.
huge locker room guy, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
Al Horford, you're really going to have to limit his minutes this year to get what you got in the postseason last season. I did see him do a no hesitation 3 and just drill it from the corner, so I'm all in on Al Horford when it comes to that.
Love that.
Going on, though, we talk about the teams every year in the Eastern Conference and who can take the stand this year. And, it's been a different team every year. But this year, you got the Celtics, who should be the front runners after their run last year. You got the Milwaukee Bucks,
they're still
Giannis,
there. They
Chris
didn't go
Middleton's
anywhere.
coming back. They're not going anywhere. Brooklyn, who really did not do anything last season. 2 of the best players in the league they still have on their roster.
They
Kyrie
suck.
Irving, Kevin Durant. Yeah, I still think they suck.
I stand exactly where I did in that
not-
playoff
not a big
series.
fan.
Team stinks. They'll
Yeah.
make the playoffs and shit. Don't get me wrong. but,
Anyone
like,
hyping up Cleveland, I like Donovan Mitchell, but let's not get ridiculous here. And then Miami. Miami's a team that they have that dog, Jimmy Butler. They have a bunch of people around them, a good supporting cast. That's a team to look out for. My top teams outside of the Celtics, I would say the team they played tonight, the Bucks and the Heat. I think that's the top 4 there, with the Nets that could make any noise at any moment.
Especially Miami's one of those teams like they're gonna be like the 3rd seed or 4th seed, and like no one's gonna say a word about them all year.
Yeah, and then they're just
Gonna like be there. Yeah,
They were number 1 seed last year.
exactly.
Don't even
No
talk
one
about
gave
them.
no one gave a shit about them.
They were 3 point away from being the Celtics going to the finals.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it was tough to see. The Warriors take it over, but at the end of the day, you gotta like what you see. You see how the Celtics going forward, and I just think it's going to be another great season. Hopefully Missoula, the youngest coach in the league.
Yeah.
I think he's 32 years old, which is nuts. He's like a couple years older than us. Take the stand here, really get the guys in the locker room. I think it's going to be a heck of a year.
Yeah, because
guarding both.
coming off just one of the weirdest off seasons of all time, so it's great to see them just like get back out there.
Oh, yeah.
And win even game 1.
It's
I know
crazy how
gonna
none
be-
of them barely even, they say none of them even knew what happened.
Yeah,
They
no.
have to know now, but they probably weren't publicly told.
I mean, that was just like one of the weirdest stories.
Yeah,
I've seen,
yeah.
man.
Moving on, you can take the reins on this. It's been every year is always a great year when it comes to the MLB playoffs, man. But this year's been like something else. You had 2 of the teams I thought that were destined to at least get to the NLCS. Both went down in the Braves and Dodgers. I thought the Mets were gonna do well. They lost in the first round. Now you have a 5 seed Padres taking on the Phillies in the NLCS. I think the Phillies were winning.
Yeah,
the Phillies are up
they're
2-0 in
2.
the bottom 8. Really like both teams. A lot of grinders. Great lineups 1 through 9. Both good pitching. You had Darvish against
Zach Wheeler.
Zach Wheeler tonight, who's really good. Who do you like in that series?
I like the Phillies because like when you're the Padres, like I don't know, when you're like the super team thing and you run in this late to like a
Oh,
little team that
yeah.
could like that team's scary as hell. Like a 2, like if they pull it off tonight, like a 2-0 win, like that's for the Phillies. That's all you want.
Yeah, especially on
Yeah.
the road. Stealing one on the road, I think, is big. Because then you're going to go back and they still do that 2-3-2 bullshit, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's such an
that's right, man.
advantage to the away team. If you steal a game, then you get 3 straight at home. You can just end it in 5.
Especially 1 because you can
Oh, yeah.
steal 2.
Oh, exactly. For me, I like the Padres here. I just think, to your point, I think they're very deep. I think when it comes down to a 1 through 9, I even was watching them against the Dodgers, who are the most talented team I've ever seen in the game of baseball. Pretty much, fall to a team that was just as talented as them, just not really 1 through 9, but just had the pieces.
Yeah.
Even that Cromansworth guy, been like 7.
Oh yeah, he's a motherfucker.
He's a beast.
Yeah. No, he's really
You could
good.
tell Darvish probably pitched a pretty good game tonight, considering he only let up like 1 or 2 runs.
Mhm.
If that wasn't their bullpen, I haven't really watched any of the game. Kyle Schwarber went 488-foot home run to the second deck tonight.
That's gonna happen.
That's gonna happen. Leadoff hitter, huh?
Like, cause he was like everyone, like he was one of those. I think in like the first series, like he started off like 0 for 20 or something, and he's one of those guys like that just means it's coming.
Yeah,
Like the longer his streak goes, the
the
more
ball's
it's
gonna
like
go so
yeah,
far.
yeah. Like
I think it's nuts too. I think he's like a weird swing, and then all of a sudden he can just be like snap, crackle, pop. Like, see ya.
Oh, but he's a series winner.
Oh,
like
yeah.
if he gets red hot, like he'll take the Padres out like himself.
Yeah.
He's got that ability.
Leadoff hitter, just more ABs, more fun for Kyle Schwarber.
Gotta love it. Moving
on to ALCS. So we had a completion today in the ALDS. The Yankees took it in Game 5.
Nestor Cortez, baby.
Nestor Cortez pitched like a dog. Giancarlo Stanton, big 3-run homer in the beginning. Aaron Judge, the home run king, hits a homer. Man, they get it done, and they played great defense. What more can you say? I'm not a big fan of the Yankees, but going into the series, the Guardians just didn't have enough offense to keep up with their firepower. The Yankees have what it takes, and they showed it with their 2 big guns today. All you need is 2 homers to win a game against the Guardians. Nestor Cortez, great game. Garrett Cole pitched a good Game 4.
I wanted to legit throw my phone just like off the wall when Judge hit his home run today, because I was in like the 2nd inning, and all the tweets started coming out of just like Yankees writers and stuff that when Judge and Stanton both hit a home run in a game, like the Yankees are like 30-2 or something like that.
Oh,
and I was just like, dude, it's the 2nd inning.
They
Tweet that later.
I watched like basically the full game, and like even there were points where they had guys like on 2nd and 3rd, and the bullpen got out of it. One of the writers there was a Vasquez or something like that.
They used Loizaga, Peralta.
Loizaga was throwing smoke.
Oh yeah, that guy throws absolute gas.
And then they had their lefty there, Peralta, was the first reliever or pitcher in Major League history to throw in all 5 games of a divisional series.
And he said he'll be ready tomorrow.
That's a guy. I hate the Yankees, but that's the guy I want.
No,
on my
that's
team.
awesome. You gotta love that.
That's the guy you want on the team. Now going into the series, I think you got to favorite the Houston Astros, who've been the best team in the AL all year. They've had the best pitcher who shit his pants, but they still won. You got guys who've been there and done that before, and Bregman, even Kyle Tucker's been there a couple years now. Jose Altuve's their captain, and then you got a couple guys in the woodwork, and Trey Mancini, Jordan Alvarez could probably even say is the clutchest hitter in baseball right now. I'd probably say clutchest hitter in baseball. We're gonna see a really good series. I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight for the Yankees. I will say for the Yankees, this is their year. They've been saying it's their year. You've been saying it's their year. Every single year. Yeah. If they get by the Astros, I think they're gonna fucking do it.
Hey, it's possible.
But I don't think they're getting by the Astros. I think this is the Astros' year to take another step towards stardom, because I think the winner of this series wins the World Series. I got the Astros in a hard-fought series, but it's gonna end in 6.
Yankees in 7, and they get redemption because Aroldis Chapman isn't on the roster to fuck it up. This is it. Astros are going down. Can feel it.
I think
7.
Lance McCullers in game 3 is going to throw the game of his life.
Well, the game 1 is fucking Jameson Taillon versus Justin Verlander. So
yeah, down 1-0.
Might throw that one out. Not gonna lie.
You never know though. You get the
being optimistic.
Get the bats going. And what a chance for former Boston Red Sox catcher Christian Vasquez to get his 2nd World Series ring.
Dude,
what a chance.
Did you watch like the start of the Yankees game today?
Yeah.
That guy that they threw, Cleveland, to start the game, like obviously he's not their ace or anything, but way to just puke on yourself, dude.
Yeah, I can't believe they didn't throw Bieber. What a joke.
Dude, he did. Dude, 4-pitch walk, first at bat. Struck out Judge on a curveball. Judge should have hit to fucking like my house.
Yeah.
Then he hits Anthony Rizzo, and then Stanton hits him to the moon.
Oh boy.
Then they took him out.
I probably would have taken him out.
Like, Jesus, yeah, like I mean, god damn, dude. Tough start.
For Terry Francona's coached more years in Cleveland than Boston now. That's nuts.
Really?
That's
wow.
Nuts. But burn, Cleveland, burn. You got 2 losses within a week.
Yeah, I swept Cleveland this weekend. I mean, lost a couple games. I guess, but.
Yeah. No, I was getting a little worried for you after they went down 2-1. But way to fight back, man. Way to really get your Wheaties.
On to Houston.
On the Houston is right. So you got Houston, New York, and then you got the Phillies. Wow, how about Philadelphia, New York series, huh?
There'd be a lot of hate there.
Yeah.
The crowds would be funny.
I don't think we want that at all. I don't want that at all. Moving on to our last subject of the night. Big card. During the day on a Saturday, you're going to be at a wedding. And I'm going to be on my couch watching this shit.
Correct. Well, luckily, cell phones exist.
Yes. So
Just kidding.
No, you're not. So you got, I think you have 3 dynamite fights in this. starting with Oliveira and Islam, and then Alamont Sterling, TJ Dillashaw, and then Peter Yan is facing newcomer, finally having a real fight here in Sean O'Malley. I'm going to start with the main event here. With Kamaru Usman going down, I think Charles Oliveira is your best pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC.
Yeah, I would say
If he gets a W here. I just think there's so many ways he can beat you, whether it's, it's the punches, it's the rear naked chokeholds. It's just, he can beat you on any level it has, and he's been doing it now for a couple of years now where he's just been the guy. Islam, I don't know too much about, 22-1.
He's a badass. I think they have like the same win streak, but obviously Oliveira is like
way more impressive.
Yeah, like much better
Justin
people.
Gaethje, yeah. Michael Chandler, right? He had a bunch of them.
Yeah, like he doesn't have that, but like he is a bad man. Like this is not a gimme, a walkthrough.
Yeah, you think Oliveira takes it though?
100%.
Yeah,
definitely all in on Oliveira.
I don't have the odds in front of me, but
he's got to be like
he's got to be a favorite.
Something, yeah.
Co-main event, you have TJ Dillashaw making his return after his I think steroid suspension or some shit, right?
Yes, I think he had one fight before back from that.
Okay,
but he might not have. I don't know.
I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. Let's see, Corey Sandhagen hasn't fought. He hasn't fought since July 2021, and he beat Sandhagen in a decision. So that's over a year. But Sterling is coming off 2 W's in a row, right?
Yeah, one was
one. Yeah, one was a DQ. The other one was true one over Peter Yan.
Then he did beat Peter Yan. In a great fight.
When I see that a guy hasn't fought in a while, I tend to go the other way. I think Sterling here is going to take it. Still, this is a belt. This is for the belt, right?
Yep, and Sterling is great grappling. I mean, that's and when you have great enough grappling that he pretty much just had Peter Yan in like a scissor hold for like half that fight. Like I think you can do that. If you can do that to Peter Yan, you can do that to TJ.
It was a definite upset too, because Peter Yan's a bad man.
Yeah, but they're like on pretty close terms. I mean, Yan was killing him pretty bad the first fight, but clearly he rearranged his strategy and really mixed it up with him in the second.
Oh, for sure. And then the third to last fight, you got, Sean O'Malley, who's a pretty popular guy all around, against Peter Yan, who's, coming off a loss against Sterling. Gonna be hungry for this one. Sean O'Malley hasn't fought anyone to Peter Yan's caliber.
No.
I think he fought Muniz last fight.
I really want Sean O'Malley to win, but nah.
Peter Yan's gonna face him up.
Peter Yan's probably.
I'm rooting for Peter Yan here. I'm not huge on O'Malley, but he's probably not a bad guy to deal with in person. I just think the whole clowning around thing. I just think Peter Yan is not going to be for that.
He's not going to be at all, and that was a style of contrast with Sterling too, because Sterling's a big online think he has a podcast type guy, tweets a lot of stuff like that, whereas Peter Yan's just Russian machine, laser focus.
See, and then they're doing this out in Abu Dhabi. It's going to be 3 p.m. on Saturday, right?
Yeah, something like that too.
I'm
maybe
thinking the main event will be around 5. Yeah, be a good day.
It's gonna be a great day.
Oh yeah. Then you got college football. You got it all. Oh, we didn't even mention that. Bama upset.
Beautiful.
Tennessee might be the team.
Rocky Top, baby. That was electric. The way when that field goal kicked, the fireworks went off a second later, and it just torched the sky. It was awesome.
They brought the
the goalpost.
Goalpost to the street.
Love it.
That was
best
nuts.
Sport on the planet.
John Daly, biopic. Jonah Hill. Do we like that?
We love that.
I don't think you could pick a better person to do that.
No, and I think they were probably doing casting for a while, and then some guy was just dude, just make it Jonah Hill, and they were like, fuck.
The coolest part, and rest in peace to this guy, but if they had Jonah Hill throughout his life, and then present day, it was just Chris Farley, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be, yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, episode 97 wrapping up. Folks, want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks, Mikey, for coming on the show. Mike Grinnell, Spittin Chiclets producer. Hedge Better, making this pod possible. Big shout out here to Slight Edge Fitness and Performance. Craig Kelly doing a great job over there. In the law offices of Patrick J. Foley. I know he has an event tonight with the mayor. Best of luck. Hope that went well tonight. That's all from Steele Nazz out here, unless Steele got anything to say.
That's it. Go Yankees.
Zappe Zone.
Zappe Zone.
Zappe Zone or Zappe Fever?
Zone.
Easy.
Yeah, zone.
Easily. That's all there. Be safe. One love. Have a weekend.
Get it done. Go Yankees.